I just learned this one. I don't have a big team so far, but what I just learned along the journey, along the way, is I just realized that building team is about guiding them to set their own goals. Because as a leader, we always, some of the leaders or most of the leaders, we are doing goal for them to follow, but instead at this point of my life, I need my team to create their own goals and let them work for their goals. As a leader, we are here just only to guide them and to assess them. And if there's not something that we can suggest or we can improve, then that's where our expertise, our knowledge also will begin, you know, will evolve at the same time. So again, as what I learned throughout my journey as a leader is to grow my team for now, is to guide them, to assess
Mm.
them, and to provide the helpful knowledge on how they can achieve their goals at the same time. So
Uh,
basically, as a leader, we are here to lead and to guide them.
that's very important. Guiding the team to set goals. Who else wants to help us out?
One more, Kuya Jiri, sorry, this is Marge.
Okay.
Delegation of tasks, because there are only specific things that a person can do. We all have different weaknesses and strength, so we try to leverage the strength of each team member. So that's
Okay.
normally that normally works very fine in our team. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, EVP. Okay. Who else wants to help us?
Okay, can I add on
Okay.
that? Yeah, for me, it's important as a leader, we have to listen to everybody's in a team, right? So because they have all, some of them, they have concerns, some of them, they want to ask something, especially for group meetings, right? Especially group meetings, they feel shy to talk about their concern. That's why what I almost do is message them, call them, ask, maybe they have concerns that, I can help them out with regards to business or even personal, touching their hearts, listening to them. I believe they will feel valued. At the same time, they will feel that you're always there as a leader. It's not just because you want passive income. It's just because you
Mhm.
want to go up. It's just because you're there as a family, as a leader with a heart to serve them, because they are our customers. Yeah, that's for me.
Thank you so much, EVP Melvin. Uh, who else wants to go? You want to
It's
learn
me
from
again,
one another.
Jerry.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah. So in complement to the idea of March also, I would like to thank you for this opportunity because what you're doing right now is very helpful to us. This is part of leverage, right? So why we are here because we want to leverage the skills and the knowledge of each one of us and
Yes.
able to learn from one another and
Mhm.
also to help our team and our community at the same time or great with family to become successful in this business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback. Okay. Um, who else wants to share um, their best practices? The
Hello,
reason
Jimmy.
okay, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, so I just want to share also what I do with my team.
Okay,
Um, so what I do with my team is actually I have so every year we have to start a year with a dream board, right? And
yes.
then I gotta know like, I don't have a big team yet, but I ask them like what their goals are for this year. And then, so when they finish their dream board, so we have a tracking. So for the tracking, I also told them like to track their numbers so that let's say they want to get promoted to the next level, then we know, it's like, okay, so this week we have a meeting. So, what went wrong and what needs to improve. So something like that. How can I help you? So something like that. Um, so I did that with one of my newly promoted MD. he told me that he doesn't have a time to meet his client. And then I asked him, so what do you want me to do to help you? And then I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to your clients, see them, and then I will, because he doesn't have time, then I, do it in behalf of my advisor. And then from that action, he got promoted, and he met his goal. So for me, it is very important also, like we're not just helping ourselves, we also have to help our team, right? And then because of that promotion, he got inspired to do it again, like, to always give time for the client. So yeah, for me, it's very important to know like what their numbers are, and also how we can help them to grow their business as well.
Thank you so much for that feedback. Yeah, I'm saving the best practices. The reason I'm asking this question is because a lot of people are doing things right, but they don't know because they are not paying attention to the things that they are doing right. So they are not able to duplicate those things. And it doesn't become a system. But if you're able to document what makes you successful, what doesn't work and what works, it helps you to pay attention to what to put more energy on and less energy on. So that's the challenge most leaders face. That's why I'm asking this question, because I want people to be aware. But if you are not aware of what works, you will not know what is not working. And there's no way you'll be able to cut that time that you waste on the things that are not working, cut it off. And John Maxwell said something, you test and retest. But if you don't know what to test, what would you retest? So you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you keep getting the same result, and you wonder why things are not moving. So this is one of the skills every entrepreneur must have from day one. You must know what is working, and you must know what is not working. This is why I'm asking this question, for awareness sake. And it's important for us to go back now and start documenting what is working and what is not working, because Greatway has its system. But you, as a CEO, you need to create your own system that aligns with the overall system of Greatway. But you must know what is working and you must know what is not working. And that's how I've built my business from day one. I understand intentionally I do things. Everything I do in our team is intentional. I try it. If it doesn't work, I throw that away. I try something else. We've done team promos at some point. It worked. At some point, we continued doing it. It didn't work. We had to change the strategy. So what is working for you and what can you change today? And what can you include to your team today that can make it work? So this is a question I want us to hold on to and continuously ask this question every quarter. Every quarter, you ask, what did we do this last 3 months? What worked and what did not work? And what can I change? If you're able to ask this question every quarter, you will come up with new ideas. Because what sets you aside from the ordinary person is you doing something that they are not doing. And most leaders don't really think. I'm not saying that we don't think, but I'm not, this is not for anyone. What I'm just saying is that the thinking aspect of business is the most important aspect of business. When you sit down and reevaluate and think and look at what is going on and what is not going on. And I'll give you an example. One thing I learned is that once you hit 5 years in a business, it's a ceiling. 3 years is a ceiling, 5 years is a ceiling. There are so many ceilings in Greatway that most people don't pay attention to. When you hit CFT 10,000 is a ceiling. You struggle at some point to get to 40,000. It's a ceiling. If you don't know this, then you will not know how to tackle that situation, even for your team. But I realized it early enough. So you prepare ahead of time. when you hit 500K in this business, 12 months is a ceiling. Before you go beyond that, it takes time. So what do you do to go beyond that? It starts with what we started with. Right now, everybody is operating at 100% of their current capacity. For you to go beyond your current capacity, you need to get more information and more knowledge. So that was one of the things I set out to do this 2024. I said that, at this point of my business, it's a transition. I need to understand where I am right now and what I need to do differently. So I analyzed all the things I've been doing these last 5 years, and I said, okay, what are some of the things we need to change? What has been working and what has not been working? Okay, so some of our practices, this is important, right? The transition. When you are onboarding people into your team, if you don't transition them well, it's a challenge. And they end up giving up. We always say that, okay, we want to keep the momentum. That's why we do the test drive. That's why we do all of those things and we put all of those activities. But for me, I believe that the transition phase of a business is first understanding who you are onboarding. Because if you understand who you are onboarding and understand where they are coming from and the ideologies they are bringing into the business, it helps you know how to onboard them. Because there are people coming into this business already with a lot of doubts. And you're not addressing the doubts. All you are doing is showing them that, oh, you need to do test drive. You need to do all of this. If you don't address the doubts, they will listen to you out of respect, but they will not move forward. But if we're able to identify some of the challenges that they are bringing into this business, there was a purpose for recruiting them. So how can this business solve that problem? Because that's what we need to hammer on. And we need to help them transition easily into the business that we're, bringing them. Then we also have like a support program. How do you support them to pass their exam? I love, what one of our leaders said, like, EVP Guinero, he said that you need to guide them to set the goals. So when you're bringing them on board, you need to guide them to set the goals and set the timelines that they can work with based on their situation. But you will challenge them. So if they tell you they're passing the exams in 2 months or in 3 months, challenge them that why don't we do it within a shorter period of time? Why don't we do it at this period of time so that you can get this money back, $1,000, for example, But for us, we add to the $1,000 that Greatway gives. So when we are onboarding people, we are adding more to that. And we're adding at least $500 to the $1,000. The reason we are doing this is because we need to push and motivate more people. We are investing in our business, and that is one of our strategies. Why? Because when a person is getting licensed, they're already investing so much money already in their opinion, right? So how do you make it easy for them in that transition phase, that support system? Whatever promo you want to call it, to help them on board well, because I tracked my business at the time that 63P was working when we had the 5,000. I had more recruits. My business was like going up like that. But when 63P stopped, it changed everything, right? So that is an indicator that so many people you are inviting into the business, the money is a motivator. So how do you make it more interesting for them if there's no 5,000 and Greatway is already supporting us with 1,000? So you can come up with your own strategy. It might be another extra 1,000 you want to add. I don't know. But the idea here is that come up with a strategy that will help people transition very well. Also, we need to learn how to unlock their abilities by assigning responsibilities. That's what one of our leaders said also, delegating tasks. These are practices, right? So at some point when they are becoming CFTs, they need to conduct meetings, team meetings. You need to get them to do so many things that makes them feel that they are a part of a team. So all of those factors helps. Then getting them to independence. Also, collaboration with other leaders. I'm glad that we have our uplines here, and each leader has their own technicalities and their strengths. Like we know that EVP Melanie now, she's really good with numbers, technical things. I'm not good with those things. So I align myself with her leadership, right, in that aspect. So we identify our strengths and we see how we can collaborate even within our team. And this is why we're trying to extend this collaboration to the whole of Edmonton office, because there's so much we can learn together as leaders. And I'm hoping that we can move this event forward. Maybe once a month, we can meet, even at the office, get trainers, even external trainers too. We can fund it and get people to help us become better in many things that we are lacking. But that is the vision I'm hoping we can pursue as leaders. So right now, there's something we started about 4 months ago. We identified all the full-timers and the part-timers, and we separated them. So we know that full-timers now, they have enough time. They are full-timers, right? So this is like they are 9 to 5 or they are 8 to 5, whatever the case. But how do we now ensure that we are giving them that attention as full-timers so that they can be more productive than people who are doing this part-time? We are not losing the part-timers in any way, but if the full-timers can be successful, earning 6 to 7 figures annually, they will not go back to a job because they will believe more in this. So how do you help them transition and really be successful as full-timers? That was why we came up with the full-timers idea, so that we can help build their confidence, teach them different strategies that they can use at least to grow a business like this. So that's the goal. And one of the things that we work on, which I love this, I think it's EVP Melvin that said that, they listen to the team, right? He calls his team regularly. We have our own feedback mechanism. We post polls in the group most times. Not everybody will participate. During meetings too, we discuss ways to improve and we try to get feedback and we implement those feedback. So we need to create that environment where people can give you feedback without you worrying about the feedback. Because some people feel bad when they give feedback. It feels like you're putting in effort and they are not appreciating it, but that's not the fact. Sometimes we see things from different vantage points. Some people are seeing it in a different way, but you are seeing it in a different way. So it's important for you to get the feedback from others to know if you are really aligning. Just like this presentation I'm doing today, I got some feedback from my team. I said, if you are a leader, are you able to listen to a presentation like this? And many people criticized and said, oh, if as a leader, I should add this and that and that. Imagine if I didn't do that because I feel I know it all. I will not be successful in this life. At the Melody Kuyajuri, they are here. I reach out to them to ask for feedback. Why? Because I know that I am a work in progress. But if we understand all of this, right, it helps us to grow as individuals. Because when we started this, we said this is leadership and you. And John Maxwell said the lead, when you increase the lead, that is when you increase your capacity. So the fact is that if you don't learn, it means that you have not expanded your mind to learn, to receive more, and you will not grow and it will not change anything. So this is just part one of